Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at Tröegs Independent Brewing Blizzard of Hops Winter India Pale Ale. Now I saw some video reviews for this beer, and they were all being poured out of the bottle. So here's a can, canned on November 9th, 2015. They got the date, guys. And Tröegs is from Pennsylvania, and they started brewing their first beer in 1997. This beer here is 6.4% alcohol. It's 80 international bitterness units. The color is deep gold. The hops are Centennial, Chinook, Galaxy, and El Dorado. Heck, I wrote down I had notes with the malts. Oh well, sorry. I didn't bring out my little sheet, and I was like, I don't need that. But, you know, it's going to be pale malts, right? So, I think this beer's been out about 2 years. Beer Advocate is saying it's very good. So it's like 95 ratings. They're saying very good, like a B+. Rate Beer is giving it 95 out of 100, 93 out of 100 for the style. Now I have some cream cheese, and I put some aged red cayenne pepper sauce on these wheat crackers, saltines, and I have this Band-Aid because I was cutting some plastic with a razor yesterday and it slipped and it went slice. That hurt. Okay, so it's about 9:30. The video reviews, it was about 8 or 9. They were mostly positive. One guy said he couldn't finish it was so bad. And I find that's kind of hard to believe that this beer could be so bad you couldn't finish it. Other people were saying, no, it's pretty good, kind of along the lines of Beer Advocate. Very good, pretty good. I don't recall anybody saying it was like fantastic. People often, like about once a month, will contact me and say, can I send you beer? Or how would you like me to send you beer? Of course I would like it, but I always discourage that because, I mean, unless it's a company, they got the money, but generally, but this is a good example because this is one of those beers that supposedly isn't sold in Louisiana. But there it was at Stein's Deli. Now it was $3.29 for the can, so it had better be one of the best beers I've ever had. I mean, $3.29 for a regular old IPA? I don't know. I didn't realize that was the price, and I don't think I would have bought it if I had known that was the price. After I looked at the receipt, I said, what? Another thing about sending me beers, I mean, I've tried all these different styles from around the world, and, you know, try this IPA, try that IPA, try this one. I mean, okay, they all kind of taste the same. The review comes into where if the quality's there. Most of the time the quality is there. You'll get a few stinkers, you know, some dogs that are low quality. That's not too common. So another thing people say, why do you always get beers around the same score? Because most beers are pretty good, or really good, or great. You know, there's not a whole lot of bad ones from my experience. Maybe there are really bad ones that I haven't covered. I mean, I have covered a lot of the horrors. This looks like, you know, typical IPA. It smells like a typical IPA. East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. It's, I guess, more of East Coast. It's mild hop resin, some pininess, maybe a little touch of grapefruit. One of the complaints people were making about this beer was they said it had a thin body. Okay, let's go with the flavor. I guess the body's kind of thin. It's not really what you call a session IPA. It doesn't claim to be. It's 6.4%. I don't know how. The IBUs don't matter in that case. That would not be applicable to me anyway. Applicable, because I mean I only ever drank like 22, at the most 24, but it's usually 22 beers per week. And so like people will say, why are you drinking at 8 in the morning and you're an alcoholic? Well, it's because it's convenient, and I don't want to just wait around till noon because there's some arbitrary time limit. It's not a time problem. People that run into problem drinking, and we don't like to use the term alcoholism, because alcoholism that's promoted by, you know, certain encounter groups, they want to call it a disease. You know, a disease is like cancer, right? You catch it. Alcoholism it's not a disease. You don't catch alcoholism, okay? And plus that takes the responsibility off the drunk, the alcoholic. Oh, I can't help it. It's just me. I can't help it. It's not my fault. Well, you know, it is your fault, mostly because you're doing it. That's why we prefer the term, me and other people, problem drinking. The onus is on you, but it's better that way because then you can solve the problem in most cases. It's not the fact that you're drinking and you can't have another drink the rest of your life and you're one step away from falling off the wagon and you got to go around apologizing to everybody and I have to fix myself before I can interact with. No, it's just like you drink too much. Okay, you develop these patterns of behavior which are destructive. So you can, you know, if you're drinking a case of beer a day or all these high gravity beers and you're getting drunk all the time, you have a behavior pattern issue. If you did like me on Louisiana Beer Reviews and drank 22 to 24 a week, it would not be a problem. Same with food. Cigarettes. I'm sure if you drink, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'll give you that disclaimer. You know, people are strange, but doesn't seem like if you smoke 3 cigarettes a day, it would really matter a whole lot. No, but you're smoking 2 and 3 packs a day. Yeah, that's a problem. But then they give it up completely. They go cold turkey, and then they think about cigarettes all day long, every day, and they tell everybody about it. Well, anyway, this review is not about destructive patterns of behavior. It tastes hoppy, piney, a little grapefruity, bitter, not so bitter. I guess I've gotten so used to bitterness that the 102 IBUs and all that, or 80 in this case, they don't really impress me. I mean, I don't mind them. But in fact, thinking back over the last going on 20 years of beer drinking, this beer drinking hobby, like I tell people, I'm a hobbyist, okay? Not a drinker, a hobbyist. Sounds better, but it's the truth in my case. I was never really that, the profound and intense flavors never really did throw me. And if they did, I would always go back to see, what's this about? And then it was like, that's not too bad. And you get used to it. So this is good. It's very good. Heck, I'll go to A-. I think it's at the lower end of excellent. Way overpriced at Stein's Deli though. $3.29? I don't think so. I could name not endless, but not literally, but a lot of IPAs that are better than this or just as good and they're way cheaper. But it might be because you couldn't really get it here and you had to somehow get it here and it was $3.29, but The mouthfeel's not that thin. It's a dry finish. It's easy drinking. It's enjoyable and it's nice, but I think a beat Giacomo's nice. It's not as IBU'd as this, but it's nice. It's $7.99 a 6-pack. So, Les Bon Temps Relais, a nice beer. If we don't even get into the price situation, and I'm going to end this, and it goes well with this Libby's on the label. Vienna sausages from ConAgra Foods, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all come on down to damp, cool, and not terribly comfortable southeastern Louisiana.